What's up? Welcome back to another episode of Black Girl Confidential. I am Britt, your favorite butter pecan baddie, aka the married milf for this episode, because it just felt like it fit a little bit better. Uh,
I
I'm
feel you.
joined by my beautiful co-host Sonora. How are you feeling this evening, baby?
Hey, y'all. I'm okay. I feel okay today.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Um, Yeah, so as you can see, Asia's not here. Much like we missed Sonora last week, we're missing Asia this week.
And I'm
It's the end
bad.
of summer. Shit's wrapping up. She's actually not feeling well, so we're sending all of our healing energy, thoughts, and prayers so that she can get her shit together. Because if you know anything about Asia, Asia's FOMO is real. So the fact that she's not here tonight means that she must not really be fucking feeling well. Asia can't
Because
miss
that
shit.
fear of missing out is a real thing. I didn't
Oh,
even realize that till she started telling me about it. I was like, oh, that's real.
that fear of missing out, like me too, face ass. I love her though, and she feels better. But
I hope you
anywho,
feel better, girl.
that. But you have us this evening, and we're gonna kick things off with my segments. Keeping it real with Brit. So we have been doing lots of talking about 90 Day, and it's not stopping yet because if you know anything, I didn't have that ready. But if you know the universe, it is incessant and I love it. I love that for me. Um 90 Day is constantly on, always on. If it's not 90, so it's before the 90 days, which is what's coming up next, which is what we're going to talk about today. uh, Before the 90 days, 90 Day Fiance, 90 Day the Other Way, Happily Ever After, Single Life.
90 days the other way? What is that?
That's
What
when
does
they
that
go.
mean?
That's when they go to the foreign country. When Americans go to the foreign country to live with their significant other, as opposed to bringing them to the states.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. Um, it's just the universe of 90 Day Fiance is it's crazy. So today, what we're talking about is we've been talking a lot about the reunion, which is still happening. I think there's one more part to this 5-part reunion.
Fine, fine, girl.
Yeah. It's been crazy. It's been ghetto, but it's not worth talking about this week. But once we get done and get through this, we will be starting a new season of before the 90 days. So this is when you get new couples. A lot of these other seasons, you're following couples that you've been following.
Okay.
Uh, but the before the 90 days is when they're dating. It's before they're engaged. It's before they've started the K1 visa process to bring them over. So this is when you're meeting new couples and they're being introduced essentially to us.
Okay, so then when say like us as Americans go over into the foreign country, is it the same way? Well, I know depending on where you're going, to get into the country or apply for whatever that you need to stay there as a resident. I think it's different for every place, but like I wonder if they have such an aggressive, extensive um thing like ours, like how they gotta go through all that just to get over here to stay and all
Yeah.
that. I wonder if it's the other way around like that too.
I think it really depends on the country, for sure, because there are some that are definitely less stringent. But I also feel like in America, you have to jump through fucking hoops. You have to be here forever. But whilst being here, you also have to be afraid of being deported the whole time while you're still working on
Yes.
being.
So you live like this super straight life for no reason. Like, if they really knew, like, all they gotta do is just chill out. They ain't finna come bothering them like that unless somebody just find out and be an asshole.
Which, there are Karens all over the United
True.
States that don't mind their own goddamn business.
Ever.
Ever, ever,
And
ever,
be
ever.
ending them up in some bad situations.
Exactly. So I came across this Instagram post that kind of described each of the couples. I thought that was kind of interesting. So we can kind of chat about their stories and if it is a storyline that we would be interested in watching. Like, even for you, even if you don't watch, is this interesting to you? You know what I mean?
Right.
One couple. The first couple I read, I was like, oh, this is crazy, and I think this is them. All right, let me put them up there. So this is Rain and Cheaty. right? Oh, the
Petey.
Petey. Yeah. Have you seen The Good Place?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, that's the only reason why I know how to pronounce that because that was one of the characters' names on that show.
Okay.
Anyways, it's small. I'm gonna read it to y'all though. That's why I'm so close to the camera. I feel like Pop Pop when he has to put his glasses on. All right. It says Rain is a chicken farmer from New Mexico. Having never been lucky in love, she has long craved intimacy and physical attention. And okay, I'm really struggling. I'm gonna bring it even closer. I wish I could cover my face because it's so awkward to be this close. Wait, I'm gonna turn my camera off for this, y'all. All right. Anyway, and she thinks that she may have finally found it with Chidi, a man from Nigeria with whom she has been talking online for the past 5 years. Not long after their relationship started to blossom, Rain sent Chidi sexy selfies and was baffled when he didn't respond to them until she found out that he was blind. Rain loves the fact that Chidi is blind because it eases her insecurities about her looks. Rain's family and friends have concerns that she isn't ready for the realities of being with a blind person and that her unconventional beliefs will not mesh with Chidi's Christianity. But Rain is sure that her and Chidi are meant to be together. After 5 years, Rain knows that this trip is high stakes for them both and is looking for a sense of commitment with Chidi and a willingness to move to the U.S.
What?
So,
I, okay. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that.
what,
I'm not gonna
what
say
are
that
you
because I was about to say some really fucked up shit on camera, and I can't.
I was
I do not want us in the hot seat like that. I was, but I'm glad I caught myself.
I'm curious. Um, so that's the first one I read, and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting."
Yeah, very.
Because first of all, he's Nigerian. You're trying to bring him to the United States, and he's already blind. So like, taking him out of his comfort zone and bringing him to the states feels like that's not
Suicide.
gonna go.
No, let me not say that. That feels like she just trying to control him to me because you taking somebody out of their, like you said, like they comfort zone, they everything they know, bringing them literally up, like literally to a different continent, damn near, like
Nah, not damn near. That's a different.
actually to a different continent, and like out of the, you know what I'm saying, just out of the total norm of every fucking thing. Even the time zone is different. Like, it's like
The like the everything.
yeah, like
I don't know shit about New Mexico, but I don't think there's a lot of Nigerians.
girl, ain't none, ain't none. Like,
As I'm saying, close, you should know.
ain't none.
So I'm not gonna hold you. They seem pretty interesting. The fact that he didn't tell her that he was blind is a little crazy to me. I feel like that should have been in the first couple conversations, like
The very first
well,
conversation.
well before I get comfortable enough to send you a nude. Should I know that you're blind? I like.
I mean, and then like, why are you sending a blind person nudes anyways?
Well, she didn't know until after he didn't respond. That's what it said.
I mean, yeah, but so he okay. I guess I could see that. She didn't know yet. So yeah. Yeah, okay. I'll
But
let
she
that
should.
slide.
That's my point. She should have known. Like, what is happening?
Maybe he wanted to see if she was really gonna be with him. I don't
Pun intended.
know. It's fucked up though.
Pun intended. He wanted to see.
Oh my goodness. Listen, because what?
He had someone typing for him. They got to see her nudes, but not her. not
I
him.
hope that he didn't have nobody typing for
It's
him.
probably voice to text, I'm sure, but
I
still.
don't know, because voice to text be messing up. So, like, here's my thing. Like,
And period. Like
yeah, like I know all of his shit didn't even make no sense. So, like, you didn't think to ask, like, hey, what's going on? Like, 'cause, like, how do you know what I'm saying? Because he
he
can't see to correct it. So it's like, oh my gosh, it's gonna sound so fucked up, but he can't see to correct it. So man, you just like hit and send that for you. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to
how
understand
to get
how.
for that. Like, so my mom actually was not completely blind, but like seeing impaired.
Yeah,
And there are a lot of different things they can use, but you are absolutely right. Texting my mama, the shit was spelled wrong regularly. It only and she could see a little bit. Like she had like no vision in her left eye and like low vision in her right.
got
Uh,
you.
just due to like high blood pressure, diabetes, complications,
Okay,
um,
yeah,
shit like that. But yeah, so that should be interesting. All right, next
yeah.
couple. Let me turn my camera back off. This is Magda and Joe. Joe is a charming, hardworking 34-year-old Italian Jersey boy who has fallen for Magda, a 23-year-old volleyball player from Poland. Magda is the first girl Joey deleted all of his dating apps for, and she is all in for him, even recently quitting her job to prepare for her anticipated move to the U.S. Magda is ready to start making babies as soon as possible, but as
Oh.
much as he's into her, Joe isn't sure he's ready for a family with a woman he hasn't even met in person yet, and is worried that all this is moving a little too fast.
Didn't he sign up for the show? He didn't know. Like I'm
Yeah,
like,
it has to be the American that signs up. So
that's what I'm saying. So like, okay, so you signed up for a show that says 90-day fiance. Do you know how many months that is? It's only 3, dude. So how fast did you think that this was supposed to go? How slow did you think it was supposed to go? He doesn't
she's
sound interesting at all.
at 23. That's when your friends start like settling down and they start getting the relationships and you start seeing them get married and you're like, oh, I want to be like that, but you're still very much so a child, a very young adult in the grand scheme of things. um but yeah, he definitely
This
signed up for
man
90,
said,
but in general, not even just you signed up for 90 Day Fiance, like in order to, and I also do think the K1 visa is a little crazy, but in order to bring your fiance over, you got 90 days to do everything. But then you also don't know when they're going to get approved to come over.
so
So the
like,
fact that her job in anticipation, like it could take, when you watch some of these couples, it can take years before they actually make it over here. Like Michael and Angela, the couple that we, had been talking about, the white abusive lady.
yeah.
Um, they were dating for 7 years before this man came to the United States.
Damn, did she go visit him?
Yeah, she went to Nigeria a lot, but yeah, that's the only reason why we were able to follow their story because she was over there. Like,
Damn.
7 years. I mean, he failed like his first uh, interview.
Yeah.
I also do think it's crazy the lengths that people have to jump through just to prove that they're actually in a relationship.
They I heard somebody say like they be asking, especially here, because like we so close to the border. So they be like they ask me like what kind of tampons my wife use or what kind of pads. Like most men don't pay attention to that shit.
They don't. The ones
Like
when
what
we
kind of shampoo? He don't fucking know. Like we could have been married for 50 years and he still wouldn't fucking know. Like, it's like men do not pay attention to that type of stuff all the time.
Jamal and I have been married. It'll be 5 years in 2 weeks. That man does not know that. Shit, I don't even know that sometimes. I switch up my products. I like to see what works best. Like,
I kind of stick with like if I find something that's good, I kind of stick with it. Like and then I ain't gonna buy nothing else unless this is just like not working like it's supposed to anymore, and then I'm gonna find something else. I'm kind of like a creature of habit. Like I have the same pretty
No,
much
I
routine.
like I get to that point, but like we had our natural hair conversation. Like it takes a while to get to the point where you find the products that work. Like
That oh my gosh, and it's time for me to. I cut my hair off, y'all. So
you
that's why
cut
y'all
it.
haven't seen it done or anything like that because I cut
I
it off.
ain't seen it.
Huh?
I'm just laughing at you. So that's why y'all ain't seen it.
Yeah, because
Cut,
huh?
you cut more of it off.
Oh yeah, I cut some more off. And then Saturday when I washed it, I cut even more. And I was like, it feels good, but then it's since it's shorter, it's it's taking like even more work because it is shorter.
Yeah, yeah. Before we move on to the next couple, I agree with that. When my hair was short, it was more annoying to have to wake up and use that little ass fucking flat iron, the little like quarter-inch joint, and try to like get my shit together. I'm so
I still
lazy.
can like I have a small ponytail, but it's not big like it was, like not at all. So, but
So what's your end goal with that?
um, I really was trying to cut the color out of it, but I might as well just let it keep growing out and leave it alone. Like at this point, because like I ain't gonna have no hair in my head in a minute, because I'm gonna still be like, so I'm gonna just leave it alone. So when I wash my hair again, I'm gonna take the scissors out the bathroom.
Yeah,
Then
I
I
have
won't
to.
be empty.
I'm gonna move into protective styles for the winter and the
Yeah,
fall. Um, Mainly because I immediately regretted putting that relaxer in my hair. Now it's either I big chop it or I braid it up and let it grow out some more and then big chop it. Like either way, I'm gonna have to cut all my hair off at some point. And I
yeah.
feel so dumb because I like that's 8 years of 8 years and 3 pregnancies, bitch. Like I really like, and I'm never gonna get that type of growth back. I'm not having another baby, so
Yeah.
I
Ooh,
have
when
to.
I was pregnant with Joey, you right. My hair was so long and pretty. Ooh, man.
Yeah,
That shit was so beautiful. My sister be like, damn girl. And I used back then I used to wear relaxer. Like I would relax my hair twice a year. But when I was pregnant with him, I didn't do it. But it
yeah.
was so long and it was so thick and so full. Oh my God. I was looking at pictures of myself the other day and I was like, damn, look at my hair. Like, it's like
I feel you.
so I did the big chop. I really I never want to dye my hair again because I missed my dark hair. Like my hair is brown and so like it's not like super dark brown, but it's brown enough because I feel different when I have my natural hair color. I feel better about myself. But this color was so pretty when I first got it done, but then it's like um I missed my hair. I missed my hair,
Yeah.
my natural hair color. I just didn't I loved it
Did you
when it first got
bleach it?
done, but after like 3 months I was like, okay, I need my hair back, but it was permanent, so I couldn't do nothing.
Did you bleach your hair?
No, it
Okay.
just literally came out that color. Like it was super bright and it was so pretty, but I was like, even it doesn't matter how much I take care of it. Like my hair had never been dyed to that capacity before. And it was done correctly. It was beautiful, but my hair just can't stand. It's not strong enough for that. I gotta just continue to do what I was doing, no color, braiding it, washing it,
Yeah.
condition, and going about my business. But it's a learning experience. I learned
I just
curiosity killed the cat.
period. I understand. All right, let me knock out this next couple couples. All right, words. Okay. Faith and Lauren. Lauren is a jack of all trades, eking out a living. I don't know what that word means. In Las Vegas. Along his journey of self discovery, he met Faith, who is a transgender from the Philippines. on a dating site and they fell in love. Unbeknownst to Faith, Lauren hopes that his trip to meet her will be a permanent move to the Philippines where he feels he can be more financially stable. Lauren plans to devote every aspect of his life to make Faith happy and is eager to finally meet her in person. But he has not been completely honest about his financial situation, nor his option or nor his opinion on monogamy. Faith is excited but nervous, and um, but nervous about opening herself up to Lauren because she's never had a boyfriend before. With so much at stake, including potential move and proposal, this trip has a lot riding on it for the couple. That's a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
That storyline is a lot.
My porch light scare me every time it turn on by itself. I'd be like, "What is that?" Like,
Serious. Yeah, like between this man being broke and trying to not mooch off of her, but like you're willing to move to a third world country because you think you'll be more financially stable.
I don't know why that made any sense. What?
There's a 100% chance you do not speak the language. Let's start with that.
How do
So
you
now
gonna
you
make money?
exactly. You're gonna have to, and then the pay rate ain't what you think it is. You're gonna be working just like everybody else is working, living in the same poverty everyone else is work. Like what?
I
All I'm
like
saying is,
it.
at least in Las Vegas, when you broke, you still have a toilet to sit on. Like,
Yes.
you still have all the amenities of first world. Like, there's certain places I just can't see myself living. And then you have the fact that she's transgender, which they just skirted over that real quick.
Yeah.
Not that it's a big deal, but I'm sure it's a big deal in their storyline. And then thirdly,
Wait, so if she's from a third world country and she's transgender, that don't even sound right, first of all, because in third world countries, that they don't play like that.
they don't, they don't. Um, I
Where
don't
they
have a.
gonna be living at? Where they gonna be living at? Cause
Uh,
like
we will see about Faith and Lauren and where their story takes them.
now that
Um,
I want to follow them because baby, I need to see that journey. Because
oh, and then he has, his opinions on monogamy. So, like, not only, like, there's so much going on in their storyline. We have a polyamory, transgender.
uh yeah,
Real
never mind. I'm okay. They doing too much now. Come on now.
all right, next couple. So, this is Matilda and Niles. Niles and
Oh, they
Matilda
look good.
2 years ago. What started as a pen pal turned into a love affair once Niles realized Matilda had all the amazing qualities he wanted in a partner. Niles has found some difficulty in romance relationships in the past. Certain of his love for Matilda, Niles proposed to Matilda over the phone. But while Matilda believes that they are going to get married on this upcoming first visit and is actively planning the wedding, Niles wants to wait but is afraid of telling Matilda, fearing for her reaction. That one seems like the most boring of the stories.
Yeah, I thought they was finna give us some.
I don't. Did
I don't
anyone
know.
say where she was from? No.
Mm-mm.
Oh wow, that sounds boring. I wish we got more out of that black couple, but we get so much from Lauren and Faith. You
Okay,
know,
my
it's
goodness, we got a
no
little too much from the other ones.
exactly from the
Like,
blind couple and the transgender broke um fucking couple. So we'll
are
see.
those hearts or kisses on your shirt?
Other kisses.
Oh, I like it.
Thank yous. All
I was
right.
all looking like I could really see, like, what?
All right. Ingrid and Brian. Ugh. Brian is a quadriplegic. Bitch, I'm done. Okay, let me get my life together. Brian,
Girl, listen, I almost look okay. I'm gonna be quiet.
Brian is a quadriplegic, and despite the various challenges of being in a wheelchair, he leads an independent and active lifestyle and has traveled the world playing and coaching wheelchair rugby. While in Brazil, he fell in love with the culture and found that Brazilian women were more accepting of his disability. It's because you're an American, nigga, not because you have a disability.
Right. What
But
are
okay,
we
go on.
talking about?
After several failed relationships, because it's not that, he met Ingrid on a dating site almost 2 years ago. They have never had the opportunity to meet in person until now. Brian truly believes that this time is different and that Ingrid could be the one, but he's nervous. When she learns the truth about his past, will she be able to handle it? The, Let me tell you. So I met this guy. met this guy a while ago, like well before Jamal. Actually, before the two guys I dated before Jamal, right? He was a quadriplegic, and we never actually met in person, but we talked a little on the internet. And one day, this man sent me a chart of sex positions you can do on a wheelchair, and that is the last time we talked. I couldn't. Like I tried, but I couldn't. What? I try not to
I
be a
want to
shell
ask a question about like, but I shouldn't because I don't think I should say that on here. 'Cause, like, that means you can't go clean. Somebody else got to help you clean yourself, right? Yeah. So
Okay, hold on.
I'm
You
not
keep
about to
talking.
be having no yeast infection or my pH balance thrown off. I can't do that. Like
I'm
that's all I'm saying.
I am dead.
Unless
Not
like
even.
we was already together and something happens to you, then of course I'm gonna be there. But like not just like I'm finna go date you. Like, nah, what?
Look, when this man told me, hold on, I'm about to show you. Let me bring this up.
I wonder how they little life gonna be when they meet up because that's interesting. And this is nothing against people who are in wheelchairs, okay, guys? Not at
It's
all.
not.
It's
My
just
mom
we are speaking of our personal preferences.
my mother to like everything we're talking about. But do you see this?
What is you lying? Man,
I'm actually pretty sure this is the one he sent me.
stop
Hold on.
playing. What
Listen,
is this? I mean, everybody gotta get it in, but I'm just saying.
you see the positions? Can you see them? Let
Yes,
me
girl. First of all, put that pink one is just everything.
I want to make
what is this?
I can't. But yeah, those are the different sex positions you can do in a wheelchair. And I was
You know
like,
what? I mean, you gotta get it how you live, I guess. I don't know. But that is different.
that's
Very
hilarious.
different.
Anyways, I wish you the best and I'll watch that story. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't got nothing else to say without getting
Um, yeah, I don't know if I would watch that. I don't know if that would be interesting to me. It probably would because I'd be talking shit the whole time. So I don't think I should watch that.
I'm dead. All right, we got three more. Boom. Sunny and Vea. They've fallen in love and are both anticipating a proposal on this trip. How are they both anticipating? Like, sir, why? You should know. But okay.
Girl, ooh, they just keep getting worse.
They're both anticipating a proposal on this trip, but they've had trust issues, and Sunny is especially uncomfortable with Vea's ongoing friendship with her ex. They hope the fighting will subside when they meet in person. It won't. But unbeknownst to Sunny, Vea and an anxious traveler has arranged for her ex boyfriend to accompany her to South Africa to meet Sunny so that she doesn't have to travel alone. Will this trip seal the deal for their relationship, or will her decision to bring her ex boyfriend ruin everything? And will. And it will.
That
Don't do
is
that.
going, baby. I don't know, no
You don't have any other friends? Your
at
mama
all.
with you?
You ain't got no other
That
friends. You just got this
don't
man.
yeah, that's
Bold.
work. That's not gonna work.
And that's bold as hell.
It is. It is. And selfish and like just not
Girl, I'm
it's
not
not
understanding how you would even present that to somebody. Like, yeah, me and my ex is cool. I don't give a damn how cool y'all is or y'all think y'all are. Let me say it properly. I do not care how cool you guys are. Okay? It's not gonna happen. You're not about to play with me. Like, in no type of way. Not like
I,
that.
I feel that on a
That's
spiritual level.
crazy.
That's super crazy. All right, let's knock out these last two. This is Lord Adnan and Tiger Lily. That's a
Mm,
name.
mm.
That's not the name she was born with. Can't be. It can't be. Um, all right. Tiger Lily is a glamorous 41-year-old mother of two with a taste for the finer things in life. After leaving a controlling 10-year marriage, she vowed to never marry again until she met Anan, a 22-year-old model from Jordan on social media. Despite their age gap, their relationship has progressed quickly, and after only 4 months of talking,
4 months.
yeah, I'm sorry. After only 4 months of talking, Tiger Lily plans to marry Adnan on the day she arrives in Jordan, while her friends are telling her to wait and warning her that Adnan's Muslim faith could mean that there are huge cultural differences that she hasn't considered. Tiger Lily is ready to risk it all for love. Will this finally be the happily ever after that she's looking for? It will not be.
Why did she
Right?
say Muslim features? Like she said his facial features.
I think cultural differences.
Oh,
I don't think it's facial, but it's not gonna work. From what I have seen in the 90-day universe, usually when an American person gets with a Muslim man, there are problems.
yeah.
Um,
It
this
never
is
really worked.
very, 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 very fucking strict. I get why she's marrying him as soon as she gets there because she can't do shit with him otherwise.
Right.
Can't walk hand in hand. Y'all can't sleep in the
No, you
same.
can't kiss. You can't even talk loud out in public. Like, girl, they when I tell you they strict as fuck over there, but they got the lowest crime rate.
Mm, that's interesting.
That's crazy, right? They got cameras everywhere.
That's crazy. Sorry, I
You're
don't know
good.
why 4-year-old feels like he can run out here. And I'm like, you're
I already
naked.
knew. I was like, she listening.
Uh,
Yeah.
and then, like, yeah, it's just not going to pan out well for her. And you're getting a
No.
10-year, like, abusive relationship. And then, not that this is abusive, and I don't want to compare the two, but it is
You're going
going
from
to
one controlling
feel,
environment to the next.
yeah, it's not going to be, you're not going to feel like you have freedom. How about that?
Right. So you going from
That's
one controlling
ex-
situation to the next. And it's like, you don't think you should take a break, maybe?
yeah, honestly, with a name like Tiger Lily, until they said she was a mother of two, I thought she was right in the same boat as Faith.
I wonder if that's her real name for real too.
Tiger Lily.
I
So
don't know.
maybe her parents were hippies, but like also, you're an adult. You should have changed it.
I
Just,
agree.
just saying. go by
It happened
Lily.
for like your middle name or something.
Yeah. All right, and the last couple. This is Vanja or Vanya, probably Vanya. Yeah, and Bozo, because I don't know what that U
Yeah,
above that Z means. I don't know what kind of noise
both.
that Z is supposed to make when there's a U above it. I've actually never even seen that symbol before. Have you?
Damn. Mm-mm.
Like, there's
I
like
don't.
a V over it, so
Uh,
maybe it's like a long Z, like
maybe it's
Bozo.
Arabic. What do you think?
He's Croatian.
Oh, well, I'm
So
not.
let's go with Anya is a 41-year-old Floridian who has fallen for Bozo, a Croatian basketball player, which he looks short, but go off.
Can I have got this?
She matched with on a dating app while on a solo trip in Europe. They didn't get to meet. They didn't get to meet up at the time, but they've kept in touch, and now Vanya is completely smitten and going to Croatia to meet him in person for the first time. Vanya is hoping for a ring, but friends and family have their concerns, and she and Bozo are not on the same page, and that Vanya is heading to Croatia to get her heart broken. That also sounds boring.
I can do without that couple.
He's giving he's giving short basketball player.
I thought he was Arabic. I ain't even gonna lie.
I didn't realize Croatia was in Europe, so there's
I didn't
that.
either.
Terrible with fucking geography.
I used to be so good at that shit, but now I'm just like,
Yeah, I'm terrible. I've always been terrible.
can you
Like,
still read a map? Remember they taught us how to read maps. Can you still read a map?
I, I can read a map.
Yeah.
When I was 16, no, I was like 18. I worked for the Michigan Department of Transportation.
Hmm.
Our job, it was a summer job, and our job was to clean the sides of the roads, like in Detroit. So we just drove. We each got like neighborhoods we had to be in, and we would drive or different areas on the highway, and then we had to go and clean. We literally looked like convicts, but it was a actual job. Uh,
Gotcha.
and the only thing they gave us was a map, and that's when I really honed in on my ability to read a map. But my sense of
Mhm.
direction, trash. Um, Geography, trash. Like all of that is terrible. But I can read a map.
They should still teach that though, because what if technology goes down? Remember when AT&T was down for like what,
Hmm.
half the damn day? My phone didn't work. Like,
I mean, Microsoft just like failed not too long ago. So
yeah, it did. It was
that's
bad too.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things they should still teach, but at this point, after COVID, just focus on the basics because these babies are struggling. Like, these babies are struggling.
um,
It's not
I
taught.
would agree.
That's for fucking sure. But that's all I have for my reality TV segment. Next week, I think I'm gonna talk a little bit about Welcome to Plathville, which Asia and I had started talking about last week. I wasn't gonna bring it up because I know you don't watch it, and
Well, yeah,
it's a
what is it about?
white ass show. It's just about a big ass white family in Georgia that like raised their kids very sheltered. Um,
Mm,
like arguably almost Amishly. They were raised on a farm. There's like I don't know. There's a lot of them, like
a lot of them.
of them or something like siblings, kids. Um, they raised them very strict, very like Christian, and it's just following their life. Girl, like here's my thing. If there is a deep dive into someone else's life and I can mindlessly check out and watch someone else's train wreck that's not my own, I will do it. I started watching Sister Wives because at the time there were like 15 fucking seasons. And I was like, 15 seasons, I'm gonna watch it. Clearly. clearly it's worth it to somebody that they just keep renewing them for another season.
Right.
It's
Okay.
actually another season of that coming on, which is crazy to me because he's down to one wife. It's only one woman still married to him.
Somebody that I be watching on TikTok reviews each episode, and it's like I'm watching the fucking episode. What is her name? Her name is Millie Chun. On TikTok, and she literally like be reviewing each episode. I'm like, I might as well just go watch it at this point because I be watching her videos just to be watching her videos, and then she be having all these shows that I'll be talking about. That's how I be knowing like a little bit of what y'all talking about, but I don't. Sometimes I don't know nothing because I ain't seen that, but she be going hard.
I'm gonna look her up. Send it to me.
Okay.
But yeah, and that's about it. I mean, and there's other shows that I'm watching. I mentioned last week that I'm watching this Netflix show about influencers, which is really good. It's a Korean-based show,
Mm.
social media influencers. I was just watching Love Off the Grid right before we hopped on. I don't know. Reality TV is really all I watch. And I think I might watch Love is Blind UK, but I don't know.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it? Then
Mm-mm.
I won't watch it. Because Love is Blind can either be really interesting or really fucking boring.
I didn't really like Love is Blind. I don't watch all the seasons. Don't get me wrong, but it at least caught my attention for me to watch at least a couple seasons of it, or even episodes of it. But the UK one, I always be passing it up on Netflix. I'd be like, "Ooh, just going to the next." I'd be like, it's just so boring. I don't even know why I'm still here. You know, I has like continue watching. I really was watching it because I didn't like it. Why is it still on my continue to watch? Like, yes, like, yeah.
It's against it. My thing when it comes to like shows that are overseas, especially across the pond, it's like y'all speak English, but not the way we speak English, which
And
throws me.
sometimes it's hard to keep up.
Yeah, and it's not even the accent. I'm talking about the slang.
Yeah.
The like, and that's too much for me. Like,
Especially when they start really like getting deep into a conversation. I'm like, what the fuck are they even saying? I can barely piece it together. Like, you know,
I'd rather you not speak English and I read subtitles to know what you're saying than for you to speak English, but it's not the way I speak English, and I have to figure out what the fuck you're saying. Like,
yes, because it is this show that I be watching, this podcast called Shits and Giggles. And they are from across the pond. And oh my gosh, what they show is fucking hilarious. Don't get me wrong. Like from beginning to end, you're gonna laugh. But
yeah,
when they get deep into a conversation, they go hard.
yeah, yeah. I feel you. Well, speaking of shits and giggles, it's your turn. Shits and giggles with Sonora.
Yay.
Booski, what we talking about tonight?
We're gonna talk about ethics and morals. Like, how do you feel? How would you have acted in this situation, or do you see both sides, or what is your feelings or your personal opinion on what you would do for this or in this situation?
All right.
These brothers have been charged with murdering their stepfather after he essayed their 9-year-old sister. Brothers Christian and Alejandro Trevino and their friend Juan Melendez are charged in the death of Gabriel Quintanilla. Alejandro and Christian confronted the victim after hearing allegations that Quintanilla had touched their 9-year-old sister inappropriately. After arguing inside of a trailer, Quintanilla allegedly left and began to walk away. The two brothers then met up with their friend Juan, and the trio allegedly caught up to Quintanilla and attacked him. After the alleged assault, Alejandro was dropped off at home before Christian and Juan returned looking for Quintanilla a third time. This assault ended with the men throwing the victim into the bed of their pickup truck and driving him to McAllen, where they dumped him. After his death, police revealed that Quintanilla was wanted by the police for doing inappropriate things with a different minor, not related to this case. People are petitioning to have the boys released from prison and all charges dropped. What do you think should happen?
First of all, free my niggas Alejandro and Christian and Juan. Okay? Period. Because what?
girl. And that's right here in the state of Texas. That's like 3 or 4 hours away from me.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Yeah, my opinion on it is that they absolutely weren't wrong. They were protecting their sister, and I actually think it's crazy. I get it. It was murder.
right.
So let's if we were to take each thing individually, um, but and I can see why they would have to be tried for that. But I would hope that the judge would understand why and either lessen their sentence to something minor or like not put them in jail at all. I'm not gonna hold you because, especially because
Oh, they in there. They still in there.
he was a repeated offender.
Right. So he was already wanted for doing the same thing to
He was
somebody
gonna go
else.
to jail and get killed in jail regardless. How
True.
about that? Like
That's
you really
true.
stopped one. You stopped the taxpayers from having to house him for a few weeks before they killed him, if it was even that long.
Yeah.
You just skipped a step.
And don't get me wrong, like murder is murder. And here's my thing. Like I see both sides of it. Like murder is wrong morally, murder is wrong, right?
Hmm. It is.
On the other side, I'm like, ethically, they did what they were supposed to do. Not in the sense of, yeah, they should have killed that motherfucker. Like, nah, they put a stop to something that was going on, and he was not able to do it to nobody else. You
Yeah,
get what I'm saying? So they stopped, you
because they
know,
only knew about one other person. That does not mean there weren't others.
exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like they stopped something from happening again and him terrorizing somebody else's life again. Like that's how I look at it ethically. You know what I'm saying? But like morally, I'm like, damn, I just thought they was gonna beat him half to death and turn him in to the police. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like here, throw his little almost dead self to the police. Like here, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
a little
I
almost.
already did what I was supposed to do. That's y'all turn. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel you. His little dead, almost dead self. Honestly, then that's probably what the one brother assumed as well, because they said they dropped him off, and then these niggas came back. They were like, "Nah, we one more good time."
yeah,
So, but I agree. And then the psychological damage that has already been put onto their 9-year-old sister, there's no like coming back from that. There's
yeah,
no
because that's gonna change her for the rest of her life. Whether
yes.
I don't care if she in therapy or whatever, that's literally gonna distort her view.
My assumption is that was her father, or was that also her stepfather?
Stepfather.
But it was her stepfather as well, because I know it was
Oh,
their
see,
step.
now that part I don't know. I don't know if it was their stepfather because it was her dad,
So
or it was
young,
just their stepfather altogether.
right, right. And then also that's the important part as a mother, and this is such a great segue into what we're talking about tonight. But that's such a great like lesson, or not a great lesson, but a lesson that when you are dating, you need to look that shit up.
Hell
Because
yes.
there are people who never got caught and you won't know. But then there's him where he's wanted for it, which means somewhere on the internet you'd be able to find that.
Yeah.
And you did do your research and you failed your daughter, you failed your children. Because
At
even your
all.
children being in jail are because you made the decision to bring this man into your home.
That's true.
So really, at the end of the day, I blame the mama.
It's like how you didn't know. You don't know that your child is changing. Like I pay attention to my son. His voice could change, his walk could change, and I'd be like, hold up.
Yeah,
Like I carried him.
I can
I'm
tell when my 4-year-old has to poop based off of like,
exactly
so like
like it, you studying this person like all day, every day. You don't have a choice. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like you gotta pay attention to your kid. Like it's you know.
Yeah. I understand. But we can use this as a segue into tonight's topic, which is about raising black boys, raising young black men in today's society, or just in America, period. Because
Yeah,
never
it's
loved us.
tough.
Like, if anything, today's society is the best it's been, and that's crazy to say
Yeah.
out loud. But mainly because, like, every video we see of police brutality against black men, imagine how much more happened before social media,
Yeah.
or what's happening with the cameras off or without the cameras. Um, it's just so
Sonia
fucking
Massey. The cameras was on and they still didn't care.
absolutely, yeah.
We the same age. Me and that lady is the same age. Like what? That is already scary to be a black person in America, but just imagine like the anxiety be so high letting your kid like out of your sight for 5 or 10 minutes. Like, I don't know. I feel like that. And a lot of people be like, well, he's a boy. I don't care if he was a girl. I would still
Yeah,
be like that. Like, I'm not gonna
I-
negate the fact that he's still a human being.
I'm more worried because he's a boy. I feel like society protects girls more than they protect
Of
boys.
course. And I'm gonna always protect my son. I don't care what the fuck is going on. Cause
Yeah,
they need people like that. To protect them, but not to make them super soft, like putty. Like they need to have like be more like Play-Doh. Like, when you don't, you know what I'm saying? Like
get
they
it.
need to be more flexible like that, not like putty. Cause putty is like super soft and all stretchy and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, nah. That's like the best analogy I can give. Right now. Cause it's like
actually,
I still want him to be a male, but I don't want him to be like I don't want him to be super soft to where he can't figure out his emotions either, or he don't know how to express them either, because no, like, nah, we gonna talk about this, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But
I
it's
agree.
scary.
I'm the same way with my boys. I want them to be as emotionally intelligent as possible.
There's the
Um,
words I was looking for. There you go.
I do think that that is something that you don't see as much in men, period, but especially in black men, because black men are consistently told, "Suck it the fuck up." You know, crying is for pussies. Like,
I've had to
man up.
catch myself a couple times telling my son, what the fuck are you crying for? Like, you don't
Yeah,
need to be crying right now. But as he's gotten older, I'll be like, I don't say nothing when he cries. I just let him get it out.
yeah. Because if he can't cry at home, where can he cry? Where
Exactly.
have that comfort? And by the time he turns 30 and meets his wife, he's closed that part of himself off so much that,
It's hard to tap into.
yeah. And that's why men tend to be so black and white is the best way I can say it, because it's like they don't know how to navigate their emotions at all. Like with Jamal, he recently realized that he has anxiety. He did not know what anxiety was, but he suffered from it, but he did not know what it was. And it wasn't until I we had a conversation where I'm like, that you're anxious.
Right.
And he's like, oh shit, like, but it comes off as you being, irritable, or
Or a little aggressive. Yeah.
especially as a man, a black man, now you're too aggressive, when really you're nervous as fuck and you're
Like
anxious
trying to
about
control your energy and your nerves or
it.
whatever is going on. You're trying to like keep a straight face. I deal with that every day. Like every day.
Yeah, I get it. I get
I
it.
had like I kind of snapped yesterday. Um and now that I think about it, I shouldn't have. It's not that I shouldn't have. I should have said what I said, but it was the way I went about it because I was trying to help somebody and like I'm not getting what I needed from somebody else to help this person. Like if that makes sense. Like and so I kind of snapped. At the end, the person ended up getting help, but it was just like that's all I needed. Like, why did we have to go all the way around the fucking bush and why we couldn't just go straight through it? Like, it was just, oh my God, it was so crazy. And I like afterwards, I busted out laughing at myself because I was like, where did all of that come from? I'm like,
Yeah,
I've been suppressing too much shit. That's what that is. Like,
it feels like, honestly, like, especially, like the other episode we did with being overstimulated. Like, it really just feels like your every suppressed emotion, like, comes
mhm.
out in that. Um, but that's why I think it's so important for my boys because I have three sons. They are 7, 4, and 4 months. So still very early in the raising, but there's
Shit.
lessons you have to instill now. Um, like like when it comes to playing, like my I have to teach Ryan, my 4-year-old, constantly that he can't say things like "I'm going to shoot you" or whatever. Like use
Right.
playfully. Like I get you're joking around, I get it, but you can't say that. You
Because
can't say
even
it.
if we like outside in public and you say that, like it's gonna turn into something else that it don't even need to be. And it's just like, oh my God, all of that. So you gotta consciously be thinking about that shit every day when you have a black son. Like
Exactly.
my son has well, you see my son, he has dreads in his head. Like he's very tall, his voice is super deep. He looked like a grown ass man, but he's only 15. That's
Right.
scary for like he's like, Mom, I want to walk to the store. You can walk to the store, but I'm walking behind you.
Mhm.
Like, I just be scared to send him out in the world, girl. It's so scary. I sent him on Lyft for like the first time to his cousin's house so they can go to Fiesta Texas. So girl, I put some money in his little account or whatever. I'm like, all right. He was like, Mom, I promise I'm gonna be okay. Mind you, I got his location and everything. So I'm like, I called his cousin and I'm like, girl, I don't know if I could do this. Like, cause I was scared. Cause I'm like, my eyes are not gonna be on him. I don't know what these people are gonna be saying to my kid while I'm not around because he's never done anything like that without me. Like, that
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, my nerves was so bad. Like, what if something happened and he trying to explain himself and they don't let him? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just so many things go through your head when oh my gosh, because the world is not kind to black men. They are not. The world is not kind to black men or black boys. That's just a fact. And anybody that is disagreeing with me, y'all ain't shit. Cause y'all see the same shit that we see every damn day. And it makes us scared to send our kids outside.
It makes us scared to send our kids to school.
That too.
Like,
That's why we allow them to stay inside and be on the fucking video games and shit. Cause I know where he at. My eyes is on him. I know what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? I can see my child. You know what I'm saying? That can potentially save his life. You know what I'm saying? God forbid that anything happen, but these streets is wild for these black boys and black men. It just is. It's the facts.
it is. It absolutely is. Um, I was going to say when we were talking about like them playing outside, it's like the Tamir Rice situation. 4 years,
Exactly.
like he's by himself at a park playing with a toy gun.
And got shot and killed.
Yeah, at 12, and I
And
don't
then
know.
they put him on administrative leave. I'm like, come on. He killed that boy. That's a baby in cold blood.
Yeah. So my question to you is, what have you found most difficult in raising your son, um, just to prepare him for life?
I've always been very open and vocal with him. So because we spent the first 13 and a half years of his life, just me and him, like in one house. And he would go see his dad, and he would come back home. So now the roles are reversed. So he
Mm-hmm.
comes home here whenever he wants to, and then he lives with his dad and goes to school from there. So it's different. I think me being able to give him a little bit of freedom, to kind of like be himself was the hardest hurdle for me because I had an image of what I wanted him to be, but in reality, he's going to be whoever he wants to be.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I have to embrace who he is as a person and roll with that. So I think that was the hardest thing. I had to like kind of like let go of the bootstraps a little bit. Um and now like I've had to kind of really learn how to let go because now he's with his dad. So I can't be calling over like seeing what they doing all the time. Well, what are y'all doing? And being all in their business. Cause at the end of the day, I can't tell him how to parent in his home and he can't tell me how to parent in my home, which we've never done. So thank God for that. But it was hard to kind of like let him be who he is and kind of sit back and watch and not like be like, oh my God, no. I do be all in his business though. I don't care. I need to know everything. But like
Absolutely.
other than that, that was the hardest thing for me.
I commend you for realizing that because I do feel like a lot of black women, especially single black mothers, um, really just kind of push the agenda of making their son into the man that they would want.
Yes,
Uh,
and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. I needed him to be who he wanted to be. The only thing I've ever pushed on him is his education, which thank God I have a child that takes their education very seriously.
as you should, because that's your job as a parent. Like, there's
Right,
certain things that you have to do as a parent, but like at the end of the day, from the day that you give birth to your child, you are meeting a human being. You are not, and you're raising that human being, but you are meeting someone who already has a personality of
right,
their own. Like, you're not creating that. And
right.
really, your job as a parent is to embrace them for who they are and nurture them and then give them the basics like shelter, food, education, like medical assistance, teach them the morals, teach them that stuff. But like the rest of it, personality wise, like, if you show interest in something, I'll pour into that. But I'm not here to be like, oh, you 6'3", basketball, basketball,
Yeah, and
basketball.
I know some people like that, and I don't like that. Like everybody used to be like, "Why you don't have your son in extracurricular activities?" One, because I work and I go to school, so
Right.
we're not gonna have time to be running him back and forth to practice. Could I've done
Right.
it? Yes, but I'm wore the fuck out. You can help
And I
me
don't
if
want
that's the case.
either. I don't want you to be the kid sitting there wondering why your mama ain't here to cheer you on.
Thank you. And if he wanted to do it, he know how to come tell me. When he came and told me a couple years ago he wanted to play basketball, I was all for it. Like,
Right.
let's go. I was at almost every game. It was 2 games I missed because we had mandatory overtime. But as soon as I got done, I was at the game. Game start at 6:30. I'm there by 7. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I'm here. I still get to see you play, whatever. So it was pretty cool. Like, it's pretty cool to see him grow into like, I don't know. I had put a post on Facebook the other day and I was like, is it just me or like I fall in love with my son every single time I look at him like he's growing to be such a wonderful person.
Yeah.
And we did that. Like me and his dad and my family and his dad's family, like he has gotten love from all of us. So
Yeah.
it's constantly like it's been very consistent. So um he knows what it is to be loved, but he doesn't realize like the whole world is not like that. He realizes it to a certain degree, but like I guess because he's like, nah, it's my family is mixed with a whole bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, everybody, no, Junior, I be having to hip him to the game. Like, son, I worry because shit's real out here. Like, it's not a game.
It's not a
Like
game.
they don't care about you. Like you fit the description to them. You got a hoodie on, you got dreads, you know what I'm saying? You walk around in sweats. Like they don't, girl.
Yeah, no.
I'll be scared as fuck. Like I'm not even gonna lie.
I completely agree. I am also terrified, and like I said, it's still very early in their lives. But I think for me, um, one of the things that I am instilling in my children, much like you, is to own who they are. So, like Ryan's favorite color is pink. I don't judge him for that because I'm not going to gender a color. You
Right.
like it bright, and if you like a different color in a year from, it's been pink for a couple of years though. I will say that at 4, it's been pink for a solid 2 years. So it's what it is. But at the same time, in our household, while we don't gender anything, I also Jamal and I, mainly Jamal, but have to tread this line of I don't want my child to be teased because I know he will be. So like when we were looking at backpacks, he's like, I want the Hello Kitty one. And in my heart of hearts, I'm like, give my baby what the fuck he wants. But I know when you walk into public school as a little boy with a Hello Kitty backpack, you're gonna get picked on.
I don't know, Brittany, times have changed.
But have they?
I
Because it
feel like okay, I feel like the younger generation understands more and we have more younger teachers these days than what we had. You get what I'm saying? So they kind of embrace this whole culture of being different. Like it's kids that go to school right now. My nephew is 17. He loves pink. He's been wearing pink since he was younger.
well, I
But
agree. But at his age, when you have like in our area, a lot of Hispanic children where their parents are these machismo, super masculine.
all you had to
Um,
say,
there's a lot of African children. Same,
oh shit.
like those are the children. Those are his peers, and he's also had a teacher in pre-K last year that like told him that like wouldn't let him use the color pink ever. Like I filed a complaint and got him switched to a different class because your job is to teach him his ABCs. Your job is not to like impose your fucking old ass mindset on my child.
Right. What the
Um,
hell?
but yeah, but I encourage my children always to embrace who they are. Um, as far as raising your son goes, like what are some of the things that you were raised with or your brother that you've seen your brother raised with that you either used to raise your son or chose not to do? If
Mm,
that makes sense.
yeah. I chose like a lot of different things not to. So I don't want to say that out loud, but I'm gonna say it. Um, it's probably gonna backfire on me, but it's okay. I didn't want my son to be like my brothers, like at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, oh, how can I say this without it sounding like nasty and mean? Didn't want my son to be like my brothers, like in no type of way. So, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that. So I did everything opposite of what
What
I
you thought?
saw. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not raised with brothers. It's just my little sister and I, raised by my
Mm.
mom. Um, my parents have been divorced since I was 8, or separated since I was 8. Um, and honestly, I only have 2 cousins. They're both boys, but I wasn't around them much. So me having 3 sons, first of all, fucking wild.
They got a lot of energy too. My goodness.
All super high energy. I love them. They're hilarious.
It
But
starts to even out though. Once they get like 7, 8, maybe 9, it starts to kind of like Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got time. Like honestly, I always think like, girl, why did you wait so long to have children? Like I mean, I had Julian at 28, but then I had two more, and I'm like, why did we do this? I've been
That's
trying to figure.
not late. That's still early.
It feels late because in the grand scheme of things, by the time Tristan's out of my house, I'll be like 53, and niggas
That's a
would have.
good age.
Sonora, you'll be 39 when your son turns
Oh,
8. I will be 53 when my son turns 18. That's what I mean.
you're right. Never
That's
mind.
like, I'm not saying my life is over. I'm saying, damn, I wish I started a little earlier, especially because I waited till I was 28 to be someone's baby mama. Like, that's ghetto.
That's not
I
ghetto. I wish I would have waited, girl. I wanted to be
could have
35 when I had my
like
first child.
to be almost done. I would be almost done right now if I would have just done that straight out of high school like everybody else. Been somebody
Ooh, I
baby mama.
wasn't I wasn't fresh out of high school, but girl, I was well off in college, baby, living my best motherfucking life. Okay. Like, like, I
I
said, I'm what?
but one of the things that we do in our household, we don't spank, and we
Yeah.
have conversations with our kids. Like, I want to get to the bottom of why you're doing what you're doing.
I'm not gonna lie, I've hit Junior before. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Yeah, I get it. Shit's fun.
I've hit him in his mouth though, because of the way that he was talking to me. Girl, I'll never forget that shit. And I ain't had no more problems out of his mouth since.
I know you haven't.
Girl, because he was embarrassing me in front of these white people. Girl, we was in Galveston, my hand was broke. So I was already like, I had rented the golf cart for him and my nephew to ride around on, right? And so I don't know what happened, but shit just went haywire. They were supposed to meet us back at the beach in like 10 minutes. I was like, y'all, I'll get on the golf cart with Ida, which is my mama, and y'all just meet us at the beach. Girl, it was like, I'm looking around, I'm like, it's 30 minutes later. I'm like, where the fuck is they at? I had to go look for them.
Yeah.
And I found them. I was like, get the fuck off the golf cart right now. So he was like, get off the golf cart right now. I was so mad. And I was
Yeah.
like, y'all got us waiting on y'all. I'm standing out here in this heat. My hand was starting to hurt, like, because I was getting aggravated. Like, oh my God, girl, they was doing the most. So I took the golf cart. I was like, I'm just gonna take it because it's under my license anyways. And he was standing out there yelling and screaming. I said, Junior, you better be quiet. I don't know who you think you're yelling at. And he just kept on talking, and he was just so loud. I'm locking the golf cart so I can get off of it so we can walk across the street to the beach. And he is steady running his fucking mouth, but he's loud. He's like yelling. And so I turned around and was like, "Pow!" I just backhanded him in his mouth. I said, "Didn't I tell you to be quiet?"
Yeah. And the white people were looking at your ass too.
And they was. And I said, "What you're not gonna do is disrespect me, and especially not in public. Don't ever talk to me like that again." I said, "Now pick up your shit and let's walk across the street to this beach now."
Fucking beach. And we're
Shit.
only. Like, I would go home, but we
Right.
here.
But I
So,
drove 5 hours, so I'm here.
so we here.
I didn't have no more problems out of him the rest of the weekend, the rest of that vacation. Or I ain't had no problems out of his mouth ever since. All I gotta do is be like, Junior, you about to piss me off. And he'd be like,
That's hilarious.
but I mean, talking to them too. Like, I'm always giving his ass a lecture. I don't care about something. I don't care.
Mhm.
They be like, don't lecture your kids all the time. Yes, I am. I don't care.
I mean, I'd rather lecture them than spank them. I'd
Exactly.
rather them understand why you were wrong, why you're in trouble, why you know what I mean. I'm upset than I would to spank them.
Yeah,
Because
because that
spanking,
ain't gonna do nothing but make them resent me in a way. And then
right, and it
I,
makes me now sneak to do the same thing I was gonna do because I don't want to get in trouble, as opposed
exactly.
to understanding why I shouldn't do that.
or just lying about it, and then that ain't gonna do nothing but piss me off even more. You know what I'm saying?
My kids start lying. I'm more pissed that you're lying than about anything else that fucking happened. Like,
Like, why you lying? Just tell me. Like, tell me. Just fucking tell me.
like I'm not dumb. I know you're fucking lying to me. Like,
Right. I'm here with you all day, every day. I know what's going on. So yeah,
but yeah. Mm, excuse me.
this is crazy because I be talking about this to some people and they don't be understanding what I be saying. I be like, you don't be scared to send your kid out into the world? And they be like, what? I'm like, heck yes.
No, I
But
get
I
it.
got one precious cargo I need to make sure that he stays with us. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's funny that I even have to have a conversation with him about how he's supposed to even approach anybody when he's walking on the streets. Cause sometimes his dad lets him walk from school, whatever, all kind of shit. He would let him go. And I'd be like, nah, he'd be like, nah, but I'd be rolling up on him to make sure he's still there. I'd be trying to give him a little freedom. I'd be like, I understand that, but like as a mom, I'd be scared. And like I don't need you to discount what I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real anxiety. That's real fucking fear. Stomach
Yeah.
in knots because I need to see. I want to make sure he make it to his destination. Even at his destination, it might not even be ending up good. You know what I'm saying? The police him up kids for little bitty things. That shit's scary.
Yeah. No, I get it. I totally just lost my train of thought. But I I completely agree with you. My okay, here's my question to you. As far as with Junior goes, what made you decide to like co-parent in the way that you have with him living with his dad now, and not with you full time?
Because
Because a
I feel
lot,
like I shouldn't be selfish.
yeah,
I shouldn't be selfish. He's his child too. And I've always looked at it like that. That's why I've never told him he can't come get his child. Um, and it was really my idea for him to go stay with his dad, believe it or not, because they both pissed me off at the same time on the same night. And I said, I'm not doing this. I said, y'all then got on my last fucking nerves. Like, I'm sick of this shit. Like, I don't know what was going on that night, but like whatever it was, I was completely overwhelmed. I remember feeling like that. I was like on the verge of like breaking the fuck down at that moment. I was like, I'm tired. I don't be sleeping. At that time, I was still going to school. I was working a full-time job. It was during COVID. My dad had just passed. I had just went through some bullshit. I was back and forth to court for that. Like, it was so much shit going on at one fucking time. And
yeah,
I was like, the one time I needed y'all to just have it together, y'all just did it. And I was like, I'm too overwhelmed for this shit. I said, Junior, I need you to pack some things. You're going to your dad's.
yeah,
And he was like, what? I was like, you're going to your dad's? I'll explain on the ride. But right now, I just need you to start packing some shit because you're going to your dad's until I say so.
yeah,
And he's like, okay. And like, it's a joke now. We joke about it because he'd be like, my mom put me out at my dad's house. I surely did. But, but it was
Great.
to save us. Like, because at that point, I knew I needed to focus more on myself. And then when his dad was like, don't worry about it, I got it. He can just stay. And I was like, what? No. I want my child back now. Like he was like, no, but I want him. And I said, okay, all
Yeah.
right, that's cool.
Do you think that, given the age he is, and being at his dad's, is going to be more beneficial for him
I think
in
it
the future?
is. I think it has been because he's more I could see like like his manly mannerisms versus when he was with me because I babied him.
Oh, I babied the shit out of my kids, so I
Like I babied him. Like he he didn't have to do nothing if he didn't want to. And I didn't start seeing that until he did start like getting older and he would go stay with his dad. But then his dad be like, oh yeah, he's over here cleaning clothes. I mean, cleaning up the kitchen and stuff and washing clothes. I'm like, what?
he
Like,
does that. Capable. He knows how to
"Eh,
do that.
excuse me? What did you just say? That nigga don't do shit when he at home. Like, dead. I just taught him last week how to fry chicken. Literally, because he always has me frying him. Well, y'all know, that when he's home, I cook him breakfast and dinner. Like on lunch, he has to be on his own. But um, unless he wants me to cook him lunch. But I baby him. I babied
I
him.
love the way you said that and then said I baby. Yeah, you babied him by saying, unless he wants me to cook him lunch, then I'll cook him lunch.
Exactly.
If he says please, then I say yes.
Yes, like I see it. I see more of his mannerisms, like literally emphasis on the word men.
Cute.
Yeah, like
That's cute.
I love
Uh,
it though. I have enjoyed being a parent. I never thought I was gonna be a parent, but since I am, like I literally strive to parent him in the best way that I can because I don't want to fuck up his psyche. So I've always looked at his dad as my teammate.
mhm.
So whatever I can do to make the situation better for all three of us, then I'm just gonna do that. Like, he didn't want his parents in two different cities. So I decided to just stay home. But he wanna be around his family, he's only child. And it makes it easier for his dad too, because now we don't have to travel up and down the road exchanging our kid. So
Yeah, I feel that. I wish, and I want to say maybe one day, but I highly doubt it. Co-parent in a peaceful manner. I co-parent with a narcissist, so it makes life a little more difficult. Um,
yeah, sorry.
yeah, but Julian does live with his dad full time. Um, I do think I would do a better job. I'm not gonna hold you. Not that he's doing a bad job. I will say that. Um, but I do think that Julian would benefit from living with his brothers full time,
I think
uh,
so.
more so than with his father, because it's not like I'm a single mom either. So he does have a stepdad, a father figure in our home, um, who I would arguably say is a not arguably who I would say is a much better man to those after. So it's hard. It's that for me especially when it comes to him, I feel I have a lot of mom guilt, and I know that's going to be like a future episode. Um, I just have a lot of mom guilt, and really
I
the
do
system.
too.
Hmm.
I do too. I have a lot of mom guilt.
Yeah, it's pretty trash. So I pour a lot into him because I don't have him full time. Like I get him every other weekend. I have the what typically the baby daddy gets. I have that schedule with my
Got
baby.
you. I mean, I'm playing baby daddy right now too, but my son comes home whenever. Like, well, y'all know, because we'll be in here just on, and he'll just be walking through here like nothing, and start talking and shit. I'm like, okay, like, it's like, but I'm essentially playing the baby daddy role, and I can say this: when we first just decided that he was just gonna stay with dad,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now?
Yeah,
I started focusing on myself. Like I started to go out. Like I was like, damn, I got a lot of free time on my hands. What? Like I started to go out. I started to hang out with my friends more. I started to travel more. And now that was like the first like year and a half. Yeah, because it's been like a year and a half, 2 years now. 2 years now. And the first year and a half, I was going hard. I was just doing whatever, going wherever, doing just whatever the fuck I wanted to do. And I was like, damn, I ain't never had no freedom like this. Like,
I feel that.
I'm like, shit,
Yeah.
it was real. But then, um, fast forward the later part of the year and a half. So it's coming up on the second half of the second year. And I've been focusing more on like my health and getting better and things like that. So I'm grateful and I'm thankful that I even have somebody in my life that is willing to just be a dad. You know what I'm saying? Because I try not to complain because it's a lot of women that don't get what I get, right? They, they have absent fathers or the fathers are in and out of their lives. My son's dad's been in his life since he's born and
Yeah.
including his family as well, not just him, like the entire family. So just like my whole family. So it's been equal parts. And I try to just be grateful for that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful that I got the time to actually focus on myself and become a better person and a better parent in this time. You know what I'm saying? So I love it. I get to spend time with myself.
Yeah.
I
I
be
feel
missing
that.
my baby though. I be missing him.
I understand. I know. I can't wait to get to where you are, though. I am excited to watch my little boys grow up.
It's
And
so wonderful.
they're going to become. I know, like for Ryan, his main thing is like, he wants a wife. He wants to be like daddy. He wants,
Mhm.
he wants to be a husband. And we tell him all the time, when you find your own wife and da 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 da, like, and that excites him. So and he's 4. There's gonna be
A change.
a
Yeah,
growth.
every few years they change a little bit. They views and all kind of stuff change a little bit. Um, I have to say, like when the green light went off for me in my head was a couple of times with my son. I think he was like 3 or 4 at this time. He's like sitting in the back seat. He's like, "Mom, can you turn on the music? So I got a question." I'm like, "Yes." And he's like, he asked me something, and I said, son, I just really don't know. I don't have an answer for that. He says, "You a parent. You're supposed to know everything." I said, "What?" Like, no, that's not true. Like, boy, I don't even know how I'm being a parent. So don't say that.
Today alone, I literally was like, "Who told me to have kids?"
Like, what am I doing?
I'm losing my shit right now. Like, I should have just been the rich aunt. I'm not understanding
No,
why.
dead ass.
What?
Dead ass. Like I should have been the rich aunt, bro. Like, I mean, I kind of like I'm the cool aunt, not really. Like I'm gonna tell you about yourself, but we still cool. Like I'm gonna let you be who you are. But
Yeah.
when you start fucking up for real, I don't know. But like I only got 1 kid. I thought I was gonna have more. And then my son is like, because man, when he goes to prom, like I want to do this. I don't know why. I want to capture all these moments, like from beginning to end, like us going to go try on. Like I want to hire a videographer, so I can get him from beginning to end, from prom all the way to graduation.
Yeah.
Like I want to do that, and I was like, what about like, because me and his dad try to make him go to like spring dance or whatever, or what do they call that? Homecoming. This boy, he was like, no. And he was so serious. Like he just stuck to his like
Didn't want to go.
he did not want to go. And I was like, well, give me one good reason why you don't want to go. He said, because I just don't want to. He was like, I'm not into that and I just don't want to go. He was like, I seen all them girls last year. It's the same girls. I was like, oh, okay. Like, what do you say to that? Like,
We don't love them hoes.
said, okay. His dad was like, no, next year I'm gonna make him go. I was like, right, you make him go. Cause I ain't gonna ask no more. Cause
Low key hurt my feelings.
right. But he reminds me of myself when I was growing up with my mom. I was so cut and dry like that. And sometimes I'd be like, man, what's wrong with you? Like,
The ego sign. That's what it comes down to.
yeah, acting just like me. And I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna leave you alone. I'm gonna let you make it. I'm gonna let you be great. Because the way I want to fire off on your ass right now. But yeah, it's so wonderful to see them like grow into these different phases in their lives. Like, I freaking love it. Just every time I look at him, I'm like, oh my God, that is so me. I really birthed this human being. Like, like,
Yeah, no, I feel that. I'm ready. If I could age them up right now, I would, girl. Trust me. Like I literally looked at Tristan and I was like, if you could just be one and stop this like vomiting thing, and you could like hold down some solid food, that'd be great. Let's just
yeah,
fast forward. 'Cause the struggle's fucking real. Um,
damn.
Anywho, I guess my last question to you is, well, I is there anything else about raising a black boy that we did not talk about that you
I think we don't motivate them enough.
mm,
We
yeah.
do so focus on keeping them safe and keeping them alive that we forget to motivate them sometimes. Um, yeah,
No, I agree, especially when like our versions of keeping them safe is allowing them to sit in the room and play video games all day. That there is no further motivation outside of you being in your room talking to people on the internet. Um, so I get that. I get that.
I mean, sometimes I'll be like, "Take your ass outside," but like, but even then, like he's out there for like an hour. I'm like, "Oh my God, let me open the door, at least see where he at." Like, it's like,
I I think that's beautiful.
on this phone,
I,
where you at? Where you at?
yeah.
Yeah, he
Uh,
hates that too. He hates it. He be like, "Mom, I am gonna be okay." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, all right."
well, I said last question, but I have one more. Have you had like conversations, or have you had to have conversations with Junior about, the shit on the news, or just like racism in general? Like, how did you
Young.
approach the situation?
Um, I was just like,
And when
"Look,
did you have that conversation?
young." I think he was about 5 or 6, 5 or 6. Very young. I would say like whenever you feel like you ready or when you feel like your child can really pretty much grasp and comprehend what you're about to tell them, then that's the right time to have the conversation. So for me, it was 5 or 6. It was him and my nephew together. I had that conversation with them. Um, I had them sit down and watch the I don't know if I'm saying his name right, Khalif Roderick story. A
I
16-year-old boy from New York. Is it Khalif? Khalif?
I think you're right.
However you say his name, but it's the 16-year-old boy who got taken in by the police, and he was very innocent, but because he was black and he like this is a true story. He did like he did so much time in jail, and they had lied to him and told him he was going home after they got done questioning him. But they made him confess to stealing like a backpack that he never even saw. He was never in the vicinity of this shit. Like, even though they had cameras, but they wanted to hurry up and close the case. So they slapped him with the book, put him on Rikers Island, a 16-year-old kid. He was getting attacked, all kind of shit throughout this sentence. Rosie O'Donnell and some other people started like petitioning for him to get out of prison and all this shit like that. He was fucking grown ass man. He didn't get to finish high school. So he was trying to do all of that shit like afterwards. And it was like the system kept fucking with him, like every hurdle. He ended up committing suicide in his mom's home. And I mean, when I tell you this documentary will take you down some deep, dark motherfucking holes within yourself, I made the kids sit there and watch that with me. I
Yeah.
let them sit with their feelings after that, and whatever questions they had, I answered to the best of my ability.
Mm.
I'm like, any time, it could be days from now when you want to talk about it. It could be right now. If y'all have any questions, like that's what type of parent I try to be. you know,
Girl, every day is a struggle, so I
it
understand.
is, girl, from hour to hour. Sometimes you be like, ooh, I don't know how I'm entertain. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. But
Just
baby, it's
trying
gonna be done.
to once you go to sleep, I will be okay.
Man,
I
it's
understand.
hard, but it's life for us.
I have yet to have that conversation. Like I said, my babies are still pretty young.
Yeah,
Julian is the one that I'm gonna have it with first. I'll probably do it with Julian and Ryan collectively, and I don't know what I'm gonna say or how I'm gonna say it, but I do think it is important to understand. It's also the reason why I went to Howard, right? I think it's important to understand that we have a different set of playing cards
right.
um, in all aspects of life, just because you're black. Um, it's not fair, but it's reality.
Yeah,
And the system wasn't meant for you to succeed. The system was not meant for you to do much more other than in it. Um, like at Howard, the ratio of like men to women is like 10 to 1, or women to men. There's 10 women for every one man.
oh, hell no. This bitch
Yeah,
is fighting all over that campus.
exactly.
That's
Uh,
like,
but
nah, over some niggas. Like, y'all all in college. We're all poor right now. Like,
it's a realistic depiction, at least in this area, of the amount of black men who even make it to college,
true.
which is sad. Not
That's
that
my
Howard.
only stipulation about him going to college. He cannot go to school in San Antonio, Texas. You got to get your ass out of here. I don't care where it's at. It cannot be here, baby. No.
No, I feel that. That's what my mom said to me. That's why I went to Howard. I'm from Michigan. Um, but it was like, look, this is the one time in your life that you have to go out, experience a new area on someone else's dime.
Yeah.
Like, whether it be scholarship, whether it be grants, or even fucking loan money. I mean, eventually that's your dime, but in the moment, right? We're living in the
Right.
moment. I'm a woman, and fucking, that's how women think. Like, I didn't spend money right now.
Right.
like,
Right.
so, um,
I'm going to cry though when he go to, oh my God, I'm going to cry so
that's
hard.
the word I was looking for. Girl math. Girl math is I didn't spend anything right now to be here. Um,
Right. Because, I mean, I didn't technically.
right.
I'm
Or if
here
your
though.
fronting the bill. Like either way, you're able to go and fully immerse yourself into a different culture, a different area. Like coming out here, girl, I had never ever ever been on public transportation. I had never been in a cab. I'd never been on a metro, the subway, the train, the
For
bus.
real?
No, I'm from Michigan. I'm from the Detroit area. That's Motor City. Like everybody drives.
Got
Like
you.
are buses, but they're not reliable buses. There is no actual subway system. Like the public transportation system isn't up to par. I've
Got you.
never ridden a bus in Michigan ever. I don't. I never will. But coming here and learning like inner city life and like all of the things that come along with being like in the capital of the United States, like the mixing pot of cultures. Like I didn't experience any of that till I got to Howard, and I'm glad I did because I mean I've always been blackly black, like, but I also went to an all white, all girls Catholic school for high school, so it's like
Damn.
to be able to get out and experience being around other black people it is beautiful. I love my alma mater. Like it's a fucking headache to get through those 4 years, but
Girl, because school within itself. Ooh, I was just talking about that earlier on the phone. I was like, let me tell you. I'm not gonna lie, my son helped me for my bachelor's degree. My math class, I had to take 3 different times. That third time, I was like, fuck this. I cannot fail this class again. This is slowing me up from actually crossing the fucking stage. Like, it's like, and I'm tired of school right now. I'm ready to get out.
That's why I
Like, oh
stopped.
my God.
I was tired of school. I need to go. I want to.
Girl. Junior helped me get through that. Junior would sit up with me and help me with my math homework. Like, he's so good at it.
That's so cute. That's gonna be Julian because he loves math. Fucking loves math.
And I'm like, boy, where did you get that from? Because I hate math. If it's not money, I don't want to think about it. Right?
Right? That's the math I'm trying to do.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
My goodness. Yeah. Well, I think that's all I have in general on the topic. I mean, I could talk about my babies all day, but if we're trying to
Right.
stay focused, yeah, I think overall, as a parent, my goal is to raise the, like you said, my goal is for me to not be the reason why my kids are in therapy.
Boom. I know for some things I might have to sit in there with you, but I don't want to psychologically fuck up my kid.
Right. Yeah. Completely. I'm not. That's not my goal. I want them to embrace who they are. I want them to do what makes them happy, and I am willing to pour into anything they're willing to show effort and do.
Yeah.
I
And if
also
it make them happy, why not?
exactly. I do have a daughter who just turned 11. I don't treat them differently than
Right.
we don't treat them. Jamal as well. We don't treat them differently than we treat Izzy. Um, I want my sons to be the best people they can be. And I know society's going to look at their skin first, but
Yep.
I want their resumes and not work history resumes, but just who they are and what they've done to proceed them in a room before you even know what they look like.
Right.
Unfortunately, you know, in America, they shoot before they even know your fucking name.
Girl. Be like, now what happened? Why'd you
Right.
do that? Like, why'd you do that? And they gunning us down too. They out here hunting us like sport.
Yeah. But yeah, that is all I have. Mm, but before we go for the evening, I have to plug our merch for trivia. So make sure you guys head over to headnerdsincharge.com and get your ding-a-ling-a-ling shirt.
Yeah, you get your thing. Wait.
Be like Mikey and get your ding-a-ling-a-ling shirt. Or, like everybody else here. And support your girls. And I'm not sure if the Kurt Kishi shirts are still up, but if they are, you should buy one of those too. Just because Kurt has not taken it down. So keep buying them.
I'm surprised they're still up there.
Me too. Me too. But make sure if you guys would like more content like this, make sure you check us out all weekend long right here on HNIC, kicking shit off on Fridays with trivia and Saturdays, Blur Trap House at 7, us, Black Girl Confidential at 9 p.m., and Sundays at 7 p.m. with Anime Court. Sonora, if you want to let them know where they can find you at, baby.
Sure. Everybody can find me at, not everybody, because I don't like everybody, but you know what I'm saying. Y'all can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, TikTok as Sonora Harris. Asia, get better.
Asia, get better. And then follow the podcast at UNAB Network on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We're on X, but like not. And because I don't even have the app on my phone. So like
And
the
y'all gotta
profile.
excuse us. We dressed down tonight because we just wasn't feeling like we wanted to be cute.
We're always cute. What you mean?
Not me, I'm not tonight.
You're cute tonight. You're cute every night,
Thank
Sonora.
you. I was just like, I'm coming on here comfortable. And Brittany got her little kisses on. I'm like, oh, I like it. It's the vibe.
So what do you do? It's very fun. kisses all over my body.
Okay.
But until next time, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and joining us, and we'll see you later. Good night.